let's discuss about root system and shoot system. Before moving further, we have seen flowering plants which bears flowers, and those are known as angiosperms. Angiosperms are those flowering plants that bear flowers. So flowering plants are the plants that bear flowers. And there is one more type of plant, gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are plants which do not bear plants, and they are known as non-flowering plants. So non-flowering plants are known as gymnosperms and flowering plants are known as angiosperms. So we are going to discuss about root system and shoot system. So what is the root system? The part which is below the ground. We have seen a flowering plant. The part which is below the ground is known as root system, and the part which is above the ground, for example, stems, branches, leaves, buds, fruits, these all are in the shoot system. These all are in the category of shoot system. So there are two types of systems, root system and shoot system. Root system is the system which is below the ground, and shoot system is the system which is above the ground. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the root. There are different types of roots. There are two mainly types of roots. These are known as taproot and fibrous root. We will be discussing about the functions of the roots also. So now we will be discussing about the taproot and fibrous root. What is the taproot and what is the fibrous root? First of all, we will discuss about the taproot. So a taproot is a root which goes deeply into the soil. It's like this way. It is broader. It is broader at the base of the stem. When there is a stem, it is broader at the base of the stem, and from the base of the stem it comes like this way. Okay? It comes like this way and come at the apex. Apex means the tip of a root, tip of a stem or a branch. We call tip. Apex is also known as tip. Okay? So it becomes broader at the base of the stem and comes down and forms very small or very we can say that at the apex of the root it becomes very thin. Okay, and from this only there comes several branches. The first branch is known as the primary root. Okay, so in the taproot it comes very deep inside the soil, and the first branch is known as primary root, and from this primary root if there is coming another branch, it is known as secondary root. Okay, and from this secondary root if there is coming another branch, it is known as tertiary roots. Okay, tertiary roots, secondary roots and primary roots. Okay, from the taproot. So taproot is the root which is the main root and which goes deep into the soil. Okay, vertically downward. Okay. So for example, in mustard we have seen taproot. In banyan tree we have seen taproot, and in mango tree also there is taproot. And this system, this taproot and these all primary, secondary and tertiary roots, these all comprises and forms the taproot system. Okay, so this full taproot and these all the primary roots, secondary roots and tertiary roots which forms the taproot system. Okay, so our next topic is fibrous roots. What is fibrous root? Fibrous root is a root which forms the cluster of fine roots. Okay, so fibrous root forms the cluster of fine roots at the base of the stem. Okay, and these are mainly found in the grass. You have seen it is mostly found in the grass, and all are familiar with grass. So we can see in grass these fibrous roots. These form a cluster of fine root, and the system is known as fibrous root system. Okay, like taproot system, there is fibrous root system which consists of the cluster of fine roots and thus primary, secondary and tertiary roots. There are also primary, secondary and tertiary roots, and they are not go deep as the taproot. Okay, so fibrous roots are not go as deep as taproot goes. Okay, so our next topic will be function of the root. What is the function of the root? They grow into the soil and fix the plant firmly into the ground. So they protect the soil from soil erosion. Okay, so they grow into the soil and they fix the plant firmly to the ground. Okay, the main function of the root is they grow into the soil. They can grow deep into the soil and they can form the cluster of fine roots and can protect the soil from erosion. Okay, so they grow into the soil and fix the plant firmly into the ground. Okay, so our next function is they absorb water and mineral from the soil. Plants use these to manufacture food. And when we pour water inside the plant, it goes into the soil, and these roots only absorb these water and minerals inside it, and plant use these to manufacture food. Clear? So they absorb water and minerals from the soil, and plants use these water and minerals to manufacture food. Okay. So our next topic will be the shoot system. Shoot system comprises of, I've told you that it comprises of the stem, buds, leaf and flowers. Okay. So we are going to study about the structure. So first of all, stems gives buds at different places. Stems gives buds at different places. No, and when the stem bears bud at the apex is known as the tip, apex of the stem. When a stem bears bud at the apex of the stem, it is known as apical bud or terminal bud. Okay, so it can be known as apical as well as terminal also, terminal bud. Okay, when a stem bears a bud at its apex of the stem or its branches, apex of the stem or its branches, it is known as apical bud or terminal bud. Okay, so and when the stem bears bud at the axil. What is axil? Axil is the angle between the stem and the leaf. Axil is the angle between the stem and the leaf. This angle is known as axil. This angle. Okay? This angle is known as axil. This angle is known as axil. And when a bud arises from this axil, it forms axillary bud. You can see here, it forms axillary bud. Okay. So when a bud arises from its axil, and axil is the angle between the stem and its leaf. Okay. And the bud which is arises from the axil is known as axillary bud. Okay. So our next topic will be internode and node. What is the node? Node is the joint through which leaf is arising. Okay. Node is a joint through which leaf is arising. This is known as node. It is a joint through which leaf is arising. This leaf has been arised from this place, and this is known as nodes. Okay. So nodes is the joint from where leaf is arising, and between two joints, the portion is known as internode. So what is the portion between two joints? The portion between the two joints or nodes are known as internode. Okay. So it is of shoot system. And buds are of two types, vegetative buds and floral buds. Vegetative buds grows branches and leaves. Okay. So branches, you have seen branches and leaves. How it has been grown? It has been grown through the vegetative buds. Okay. And what are floral buds? The flowers which are grown, as the name suggests floral, the flowers which are grown from where? Are grown from floral buds. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the functions of the stem. Okay. The stem holds the plant upright and support its branches. Yes, the stem holds the plant upright. It holds the plant straight and support its branches so that it can't fall. And you have seen climbers, but they can't perform this function because of their weak stems. Okay. Why they can't perform this function? Because of their weak stems. Climbers cannot perform this function. And the next function of the stem is it bears buds, leaves, flowers, etc. They can bear buds, leaves, flowers, etc. Okay. Leaves. When they bear these things, they make sure that it has been. I can say that it bears the leaves in such a way that they can get the maximum possible sunlight. Okay, so they are spreading the leaves in such a way that they can get the maximum sunlight and air, so that they can grow very nicely. So the main function of the stem is that they bear buds, leaves, flowers, and they grow leaves in such a way that they can get the maximum possible sunlight and air. Our last function is stems carries water and minerals from the roots. Stems carries water and minerals from the roots and take it to different parts of the body, different parts of the body of a plant. Okay. So stem carries water and minerals from the root and carries it to the different parts of the body of the plant. Okay. And when the plant make the food, when the plant manufactured the food, the food has to go to different parts of the body of the plant? No. When they have to go to different parts of the body of the plant, they grow through the stem. So thank you guys.